Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming. There's a lot of people I'm seeing here, and thank you, Dr. Yazdani, for introducing me and moderating this session. And I'm Manshib Tazowar, as he said. It's always hard to present something in front of your supervisor. So, yeah. Okay, so the title of this research that is ongoing currently, which is like field-based entity that meets machine learning. And it could be a practical tool for assessing the unknown foundation bridges. So yeah, I outlined the presentation using the background, the scour, different NDT techniques, which falls into the literature review, also the methodology and result conclusion that will show. So starting with the background, as we may know that there are more than 500,000 of bridges in the United States, where 1/3 of the bridges that can be said as old bridges. And among them, around 65,000 of the bridges are called like unknown foundation. That means we don't have any records of this bridges, the foundation data. And it is also lower bound because we are focusing this 65,000 bridges because they are over water. And if you look at the failure of these bridges, if you can clearly see, and also US Geological Survey that stated that the most of the reason for bridge failure is the hydraulic causes, which means it could be scour or flood. You can see in the graphic there compared to the any other reasons that we have for bridge failure. So that's why we are more focused on scour. We all know that is a natural phenomena. And there are a couple of types of scour. The first of all is natural scour or general scour, which happens over time. And second one could be contraction scour when when the channel get narrower for any kind of bridge or abutment, the flow got disturbed, and that's why it happens. And the local scour, the last one, which is our main focus, when we build something in a like a pier abutment in middle of the channel, they create vortices, and that creates the local scour and the pier. You can see in the first picture, and the other picture shows the scour and exposure of the foundation, which is a really big problem. Another one for the unknown foundation, which is like to meet the global demand, traffic demand, we need to widen the bridges, existing bridges, or maybe sometimes we need to do some retrofitting or other upgrades. In that cases, we also need to know the information about the foundation. So for that case, unknown foundation is a critical problem. So how we are going to solve the unknown foundation bridges? The first one could be the more exact if you excavate and see the foundation depth, but it's not feasible for all of the bridges, like not obviously for 65,000 bridges. So that's why the NDT came up. There are two types of NDT that we are seeing right now, which is one. The first one is the surface methods. The first one I can say the sonic echo impulse response that we are using for our project. It is based on like a acoustic wave. It calculates the depth from the acoustic wave, just like a sonar. And another one could be like electrical resistivity imaging or tomography that calculate the depth from the potential difference between two electrodes that are placed between any structure. Another type of NDT techniques that can be worked, which is like borehole-based methods, and you can see couple of these, like parallel seismic. We can use cross-hole sonic, borehole sonic. All of the methods are quite a bit same, but it depends on the source and the receiver location. As you can see for parallel seismic, that we are hitting the surface of the structure, and the source is on the borehole. For cross-hole sonic, one transmitter and receiver is placed on different boreholes, and for borehole sonic, they both are in the same borehole. Based on this, actually, there are a couple of types of borehole-based NDT. So now let's take a look about the initial scour screening. as from now, you can say that there are a couple of risk-based method for initial scour screening, but most of them are actually depends on field-based investigation, where inspector goes and sees the real condition of the bridges, and they use some scores to initialize which bridges are critical. So as we also using in Texas, the TexDOT use the scour vulnerability assessment form 537. So this is also investigation based. So you have to go to the field and assess that. So our plan is to mitigate that field assessment. So previously, some of the researchers, they tried to introduce predictive modeling into that problem. So as you can see, Rix here, he tried to solve this problem using ANN back in 95. And obviously, lack of data, he didn't get that much of good results, but he introduced a good method for doing that. In recent times, Yusuf Ford trying to solve this problem using ANN. She was well with distinguishing the deep and shallow foundation, but the problem is with the steel piles, she didn't get that much of good results, and it's also specific for a single zone. So that's the problem. And if you see our summation here in the table, that most of the researchers, they try to work with different type of NDTs and different type of foundations, but the problem is you can see that the number of tested bridges is very less. It's maybe 1, 2, or 3, and using the predictive modeling, that is also very lacking here. That is our main research gap, and most of them, they use only just ANN models. So based on this literature review, we came up with the problem statement that can be stated that, yeah, NDT obviously a good option, but the existing model that previously researchers use is not so much adequate for integration in the field. And also the problem with ANN is it needs large number of data. And it creates, without large number of data, like for say 1,000 data, it creates uncertainty. So we can implement in that field easily. So we need a robust model for different kind of bridges, not only just single type of bridges, for all type of bridges. And then we can maybe prioritize the bridges, unknown foundation bridges, based on the scour criticality. So that comes to our research flow that we are planning. Our literature review training, we are collecting data, then we'll build our data set and we'll start doing our model, and we'll maybe obviously we are doing the validation of our model and see the results that will give us the final deliverables. So let's start a look in the methodology. We're starting collecting data, the NDT data. We had started working on 140 bridges in the Fort Worth district by TexDOT, and we are using both SEIR and PS method for both concrete and steel bridges. And already we take around 40 bridges. We already tested the 40 bridges data. You can see me and our colleague doing the test in the foundation. And also, as I said, that we are working on different material type, like concrete bridge, steel bridge, and also masonry bridge, and different type of foundation like drill shaft, pile foundation, spread footing, abutment wall, and also for steel edge pile or steel hollow piles. And at the start of our project, obviously we calibrated our SEIR using a known foundation bridge, and also we tried to improve our methodology, because for unknown foundation bridges, when we are going to the site and doing the testing, we actually don't know what's the result that's going to come up. So we try to improve our methodology by introducing multiple accelerometers that actually assess the acoustic wave that is going down and up. So using multiple, you can see the graph that if it's like similar or parallel, we can validate, yes, our wave is quite well for the unknown foundation. So this will be our plan, like our structural data set that we are going to use for our building our machine learning model, where there will be like general information of the bridges and some of the graphical inputs. There will be obviously structural inputs and geotechnical inputs, and we also plan to input some economical factors because of the making the prioritization model. And yeah, obviously we plan to use some regression model boosting models, which are quite good nowadays, and classification models for classifying both deep and shallow foundation. We'll do that training testing and validation. That will be the process for predictive model system. And those who are work on machine learning are really these are the matrices that are used for validating any kind of machine learning model: the sensitivity analysis, the mean square, R square, precision. We'll obviously look into that. And this could be our result. We use some trials for our 40 bridges and get some, we can get some idea from the results that what we are going to get. We'll get some feature importance, that what are the features that is mostly important for our project, and which model is working well for the detecting the foundation depth and prioritization. So these are quite here, some up here. And the next slide. Yeah, okay. So I want to add this slide here, which is for me is the most important slide for our project. That when we start doing a project, okay, we are going to do some NDT. We actually overlooked this type of problem, which is like accessibility issues, because we only include in our budget maybe the equipment, maybe the labor, the work that we need to done. But these are the problems we also should include in our project, which is when we go to the field, there could be so much problem. Maybe for some reasons we couldn't do the assessment. Like for say, water could be a problem. When you go to the field and see that there are water around the piers, we couldn't do the testing by standing near the foundation. Maybe we need a boat or something. There's something came up like restricted site access. We go to the field and there's locked and we couldn't access. We need to go to the maintenance or area office that takes so much time to give us the access. Sometimes there's vegetation too much. We need to go to the maintenance. That takes so much back and forth and time. Some of the bridges are very steep topography that we couldn't go under the bridge. That creates some difficulty. And here's our friend. If you can see in the slide that you didn't want to go see him when you're testing the foundation. There's a snake there. So these are the problem. And that's one is interesting. We went to assess this bridge and there was a rainfall. Just after 30 minutes of rainfall, you can see that the flash flood. We don't want to stay there. And some of the unauthorized site occupation, there are some people maybe living under the bridge. So these are the problems that came up with the NDT techniques. So that's why we are trying to make something that will reduce the site investigation and we can do on the desk before going to the field, and we can assess at least that among this 65,000 of bridges, you need to do testing on this 100 first. That will give us the model, and we can do our allocation resources. We can do for that 100 bridges, and we can test this 100 bridges first. Okay, these are the most important bridges that we need to test first. Then we can go for the next one, because it's giving time to all of the bridges, unknown foundation bridges, and all of the NDT techniques. It takes time, expertise, and obviously a lot of money. So obviously this will maybe help to reduce that in our national asset management. So yeah, this is my presentation. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.